I want to welcome our witnesses, Chairman Tom Wheeler and Commissioner Ajit Pai from the Federal Communications Commission. This will be the second time, exactly 364 days, since you were both here before, but who's counting? Welcome and thank you for being here today. The focus of today's hearing is the FCC's fiscal year 2016 budget request. The Commission has requested a total of $413 million or $73 million or 21% increase over the current level of funding. Within your fiscal year 2016 request is a $25 million transfer from the Universal Service Fund to augment the Commission's funding. A large part of your request increase is for a potential move from your current location. I have some questions for you regarding the cost of this move. But a 21% increase is far more than most agencies have seen in recent years. While the FCC is fee-funded, these fees are directly passed on to consumers, as is the funding for the Universal Service Fund. Because of this, I believe the committee's oversight over the FCC's activities is especially important, and I take this very seriously. This committee has held the FCC's funding at a flat level since 2012 because we believe that the Commission can and should do less with less. We believe you all should do a better job of managing your resources and focusing on your core operations. Unfortunately, the Commission seems to be pursuing politically charged issues rather than the important mission-critical work of the FCC. I heard Angela Merkel talk about the difference between Europe and the U.S. in terms of Internet regulation. And one of the things that she said was, in Europe, we tell them what they can do, and in the U.S., you tell them what they cannot do. And I think that's interesting because when there's a lot of competition, there's not as much need for regulation. The Internet has been an unparalleled catalyst for innovation, yet the FCC just a month ago voted to constrain and control something that has brought about innumerable technological advances and American jobs. The recent rulemaking puts both broadband Internet and wireless Internet under a 1930s era utility-style regulation regime, which I believe is outdated, backwards, and most importantly, stifles job creation and innovation. These rules will slow down critical broadband investment at a time when our economy is still rebounding. Today's U.S. Internet market exceeds Europe's in both competition and investment. American Internet users have more choices than our European counterparts, and yet we are moving toward a more onerous and restrictive regulation. I don't think anyone could imagine where the Internet would be just 5 years ago. The idea that the FCC is capable of anticipating all possible future innovations, to me, is implausible, and I believe this rule will result in damaging unintended consequences. Aside from the recent rulemaking, we have a number of other significant topics to cover with you all today. Commissioner Wheeler, you're asking for a $117 million auction administration cap to implement the largest incentive auction of our lifetime. Just last year, the AWS-3 spectrum auction closed after 341 rounds of bidding with a record $41.3 billion in revenue raised. The upcoming 2016 incentive auction will match broadcasters who have underused commercial spectrum with wireless companies who need more spectrum due to the so-called spectrum crunch. This kind of auction has never been done before at this level of either complexity or size. The committee fully supports this auction as it is expected to generate billions of dollars of revenue for deficit reduction. However, we are concerned with transparency within the auction administration funds. We also expect this to be fair and open auction so all interested parties can fully participate and to generate the biggest bang for our buck. While I understand net neutrality rules and the incentive auction have dominated the headlines recently, I'm eager to hear from you about the cost of your headquarters move, the Universal Service Fund oversight, and structural reforms of the Commission. The FCC has significant work to do, and I hope that today we can talk about how this agency can be run in an effective and efficient manner. So I thank you both for the work that you do. Thank you to your staffs, and look forward to your testimony.